Ronde Minita?
Kemen Ross, Takasa. Arin Phil.
Mai tane finnato.
My duty is to care for this, our sacred tree. The Arbor Heart, she is called. She has been with us a very long time. She is nature's very heart, and a pillar of strength for my people. We have always lived in harmony with nature, and the Arbor Heart is our connection to the land. Yet, day by day, her strength is failing. I must give her nourishment of the soil to help her recover. A special kind, called Gwifentia in my language. I know not what you would call it in yours. Once, a dwarf wandered into the arbor and gifted some to us. It filled the Arbor Heart with life. Now, little remains. Too little for the Arbor Heart to recover her strength in full. She begins to wane. Do you know of this substance? It must be found outside the arbor somewhere. If you find any, will you tell me where it lies?
You can always depend on me to translate for you, Master. Gwifentia is the Elvish word for scale cinder.
In your tongue, it is called scale cinder? Where can it be found, I wonder?
Now, scale cinder is a byproduct of the Batali smithing style. A Batali blacksmith ought be able to tell us more.
If you see him on your journey, will you let me know?
Mai tane finnato. El Dalia Huero.
So Gwifentia is the Elvish word for a scale cinder. I suppose we ought to pay a visit. Nandewin morteren calis.
In your tongue, it is called scale cinder? Where can it be found, I wonder?
As a matter of fact, when we first visited this place, it was something of a
Aliele finnis amandas.
Menelume sur Karin. Heror anne oja fermor. Lis fin del nar.
Mai tane
No dawdling. The Arisen calls.
Understood.
As it so happens, there's a shortcut nearby. I found it myself in another world.
Morin osto el calwa. Nun ve oyonda ata.
Nun lia tilmo. Ronde Minotaur.
Akael fil Calowin, Arume fa in it. Rond, etel in Lalasta. Halan Ostolintan.
There are one or two places of interest nearby. I could tell you more about them if you like, Master.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I am by your side. I grant you roaring flame. I shan't let them harm you.
An impressive view. We can infer much of the lay of the land from here.
It would be a good place to take stock of our surroundings.
It is as you say.
It is a remarkable treasure we've found.
A fitting reward for a rigorous search.
Wolves, if I've ever seen them.
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Then I shall remain by your side.
Queriendo an mein door. Wer an...
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
We need not concern ourselves with strategy. Whatever we do, our victory is assured.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
I must ask you to refrain from charging off. Teamwork is the crux of our strategy.
Don't be such a worry, Wolves. So Gwynfencha is the Elvish word for a scale cinder. I suppose we ought to pay a visit to a Batali blacksmith next. I can guide you there if you wish.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Well,
Look there!
Lis Findelnar. Arta here, courier.
You say you're on the hunt for Gryffindor. Daren't ask that of you, I expect. 'Tis said a woefully lost blacksmith once stumbled into the arbour and left some of it with us upon parting. In your language, 'tis called by another name. What was it? I know I've read of it. Of course. Scale Cinder. That's the one. It can be found in Batal, I believe. I know no more than that. It isn't much talked about, you see. The blacksmith was a dwarf, and the elders rather prejudiced about their ilk.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
A customer, then. That changes things. I'm long past caring what others think of me.
So, we finally arrived. I thought we'd never make it.
I'm not interested. Yeah, more than my life's worth this.
Aye. What brings you to Brocker's smithy? Looking for scale cinder, are we? Well, you're in a luck. Our forge is flit. Oh, 'tis at an elf's behest, you say. I'm afraid that changes things a wee bit. Elves and dwarves don't get along, see? Brocker won't want to help you. Unless you were to offer him aught he couldn't resist. Listen, I happen to know there's one bit of elven culture no dwarf can turn their nose up at. All elven fare's bland as grass. All of it. That is, save the singularly flavoursome dish, Nutriab. Course, no dwarf would openly admit to having a taste for it. But the fact of the matter is, the mere smell of that dish has dwarves foaming at the maw. Don't believe me? Bring a bowl of it to Brocker. You'll soon see.
Oh, what does this say? We need not.
If you're still after a source of scale cinder for the elf, you'll have to appease Brocker, which is easier said than done on the best of days. But bring him a bowl of Nutriab and he'd fain deal with anyone, I reckon. Aye, even an elf.
Got some work for me, eh?
I shall do as you say.
Apologies, Master, but I can't guide you there from our current location.
Interested in my wares?
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
Have you found Gwefencha? A dwarven blacksmith has some? Truly? But elves and dwarves do not see, eye to eye? I fear the smith will not heed my plea. You believe he will if I prepare an elven dish? Which one? Nutriarb. Dwarves have a liking for it, they say? Are you certain? Nutriarb is not very tasty. Few elves enjoy it. It is a pungent stew of, old fish and apples, boiled till it forms a thick paste. But I shall prepare it, if it has any chance of bringing me Gwefencha. The Arbor Heart depends upon it. Would you be willing to gather the ingredients for me? You won't have to go far to find them. I thank you. I need only the two main ingredients, rotten apples and rotten fish. Bring them to me, and I will prepare Nutriarb.
Rotten.
Anendulne falungtana? Nun falles mir anamorlis. Lis aren't. Well,
Do you have the ingredients? This is all I need. I will prepare the dish now. It shan't take long. My people dwell in the mountains, so we are rarely able to dine on fish from the sea. This dish was first made by an elf with a craving for fish, when no fresh fish was to hand. These fish already stink of the sea. Left to rot, they turn even more, pungent. Nutriarb is oft served at celebratory events, but I have never seen anyone eat it. Everyone turns their noses from the smell. I must endure. It is almost finished, thankfully. The stink is more than I can bear. It is ready, but it is so vile. I cannot understand how anyone could stomach it, let alone enjoy it. I fear the dwarven blacksmith will be angry if I present him with this. But I will trust in you. Come, let us away to Batal. I thank you. Here, my brother gave this to me. Might we not use it now? The sooner we arrive, the better. Never have I left the arbor before this moment. It is invigorating, and not a little frightening. have reached Batal. It is nothing like the Arbor. Yet it has a beauty all its own.
This looks as good a place as any. I've got wares of every ilk. Pleasure doing business with you.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
Go on, have a look. Hoy, look, no need to overthink it. You can. Many thanks.
As a matter of fact, who could have guessed that so many who were once rich...
Our road was a long one, but here we are at last.
You're back! And who's that you've got with you? An elf? I ne'er met one afore. Not quite what I imagined, if I'm honest. Well met. The name's Sarah. I'm an apprentice here at the smithy.
Well met.
She's the one who's after the scale cinder, I expect. Have you brought some of that elven delicacy along with you then, like I suggested?
Yes, I have the Nutriarb with me.
Marvellous. I thought I smelt it on you. Mark me, you put that in front of Brocker, and he'll fain hear out your request. Right, follow me. I've just cleaned out the forge, see, so we'll need to make for the cavern where we dump all the excess scale cinder. Come on, you two. The cavern's this way.
Shall we follow Sir Sarah, Master? With any luck, we'll have pockets full of scale cinder before the day is done.
By your leave.
A customer then. That changes things.
Something fun to do.
Would that ox carts were a bit safer. And a bit swifter, too.
Drivers can be a decent source of gossip.
Right, here we are. Oi, Brocker, you in here?
What's all this racket? I thought I told you that... You imbecile! You brought an elf here, of all things! Get her out of here, now!
Hold a moment, Brocker. She's brought something for you. Don't you want to see what is?
A gift. For you.
Ah! What makes you think I'd be able to stomach your elven cooking? I'm gonna go dispose of this, and I expect the elf to be gone when I return.
What am I to do now?
What you came here for, of course. This is your chance.
Truly? But
You'll have to be quick, mind. Brocker makes short work of his meals. While you're at it, you might have yourselves a little competition, eh? See who can collect more of the stuff. Anyway, good luck. I'll be outside keeping watch. Best start searching. Brocker might be back any moment.
A cave. Shall we proceed into the depths?
Narrow passages may await us. Be on your guard.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
I must get as much as I can. The Arbor Heart depends upon it. None here.
Oh! Are you done collecting already? Hop to it then, eh? You won't find any scale cinder out here. Oh! Are you done collecting already? That was quick. Suppose we'll wait till Darren's done as well, then head back, eh?
My heart is racing. I thought the dwarf would catch us. How much scale cinder did you get? Oh, you got much more than me. I suppose you win. For now, I must return and tend to the Arbor Heart. I hope you will come visit us again. I should like you to see the Arbor Heart, restored. And I must thank you as well, Sarah. You and the blacksmith, Brocker.
Not at all. 'Twas my pleasure. I'm sure Brocker'd say the same if he weren't so stubborn.
Now the Arbor Heart is sure to recover. And seeing Mr.
No thanks needed. I was just glad to be of use. I hope the scale cinder sees that tree of hers flourish.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but...
I believe this is intended as a means of transport. It would be interesting to see where it might take us.
I can foresee no reason not to make use of this.